Hello, good day. We have covers from 5 artists and 5 comics, and then we will have an outro where I will rant for 10 to 15 minutes about a random stand-up comedy DVD. Paddy McGuinness's third live DVD, the one where about 40 minutes in, he just walks off, and then he gets a fat woman and a woman in a wheelchair up to sing. They sing, I think they sing If I Could Turn Back Time. And the fat one is proper horrible to the disabled one for ages. And then the woman in the wheelchair at the end, she stands up and she walks around. Who remembers Hank Scorpio? This was the cover that made me think of Paddy McGuinness, because most of his stand-up bits begin with, who remembers? This is Defenders 46, the beginning of the Hank Scorpio saga, a story many of the hard-time Son of Nimrod viewers may remember. I probably cannot watch any of those videos now, and I hope Paddy McGuinness feels the same way about all 3 of his stand-up comedy DVDs. More Emmerdale Dawn, Green Lanterns. This is the sequel series, Emmerdale Dawn 2. 2 Emmerdale, 2 Dawn. Sorry, that is bad patter. People who reference Too Fast, Too Furious' title are boring. Emmerdale Dawn 2, Electric Boogaloo. That is another one. I have always steered more towards Emmerdale of the Dawn, 666, Isaac's Return. That is my daft sequel movie title of choice. Children of the Corn, 666, Isaac's Return. It's like 13 of those fucking films, and they're all shite. But I have it on good authority, Isaac returns in the 6th one. Hulk, 206, incredible. Did you notice? I only just did. These are in alphabetical order. Didn't spot that until now. This is an iconic David Cockrum cover. Hulk having one of his famous Hulk outs. Where is that little dweeb Amadeus Cho to tell us that nobody was hurt during this? That Hulk was using seriously advanced, complex probability formulas to ensure that whenever he was having a rampage, that nobody would ever be hurt. Fucking little brat. Do you remember when people were properly hating on Greta Thunberg? Do you reckon they all confused her with Amadeus Cho? Their attitude towards Greta Thunberg, it makes more sense if what they are saying is that little insufferable pipsqueak telling everyone that Hulk never hurt anyone ever as Hulk destroys New York. I was going to review this at one point, but now it has been too long since I talked about it for me to review it and be like, this is the thing I mentioned in that other video. This is the Zatanna one-shot from 2008. The main story is written by Stephen King's assistant, Robin Firth. She does all the research and shit for Stephen King. There is a backup story by Jonathan Huckleberry, which is as bad as the last one I looked at by him. Cover. The cover is a photo of Pamela Anderson that has been traced. Here is some observational comedy that Paddy McGuinness can do on his 4th DVD. This is right up his alley. If he wants it, he's welcome to it. How come pornographic images or nudie photo shoots, how come when you look for them on Google image search, they are only ever 200 pixels by 400 pixels? Sometimes you're lucky, or yes, sometimes you find one that is 500 by 700, but you can never find high quality pictures. Nothing ever over 1,000 pixels. It's always tiny and blurry. That's what she said anyway. Suicide, it's a suicide operator. Suicide, it's a suicide operator. Suicide Squad 27. We have Magdalene here from the Eternals. She was in a Jane Rambo phase. G.I. Jane 2. Can't wait to see it. Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth, Christopher Rock. I prefer G.I. Jane 666 Isaac's Return anyway. Suicide, it's a suicide operator. Suicide, it's a suicide operator. Get that fucking hard troglodyte music out of the place when the real mortal like the Misfits on Sandarola. I should acknowledge that the views held by my comedy characters are in no way my own. I just happen to have a comedy character who is based on a very indoctrinated kid. And the other character is a giant pervert.
The problem with Supergirl is that the actress Millie Alcock isn't young enough.
It's Christmas soon. That thing that I don't celebrate because I have no close family or friends. I don't know if I'm going to take a break over Christmas. I don't usually. Unless I get ill, which happens a lot. Ever since my spleen ruptured, I've barely got an immune system. I don't really talk about me stays at hospital. It doesn't feel like something that is worth telling. Although, I should probably tell the story about the most disgusting man in the world. Look forward to that in 2026. That can be how I start 2026. A covers video including the story of a man who was in the same ward as me and who I reckon could be the world's most disgusting person. I've not mentioned it because it's another thing where I think it sounds too far-fetched. It sounds like a gross exaggeration with the emphasis on the gross part. I already know which of these 5 covers you rank the lowest, so I will give them 7 thumbs up. Put it this way, if you're going to wank over one of these covers, it's going to be this one, isn't it? At a push, maybe you could get something going with this scenario. How are you even going to get stiffy from these? Fittingly, this is kind of Paddy McGuinness shit.